0, 1.
Let's get started.
In today's episode, I'm be sharing with you all my exact S&P 500 game plan so we all can make some cash in tomorrow's market session. Let's jump right in. As I get my big face off the charts, you can see that we have the stacked range that we mentioned in yesterday's video. So the very first and most important way that I think that we can make some money is to be a buyer off these lows, okay? We are actually looking at this thing to fully swing the full distance above this range, okay? And swing it all the way through this low, which puts us somewhere in the neighborhood of the already you can see projections down there at 681 and a half or a quarter, okay? Now from there, we would look for a buying opportunity to go back up to the upside, and we actually can use the full range reversal. So in this situation, let's just assume, okay, that we come all the way down to exactly, let's say 681. We can then use that range reversal for some of the best targets to the upside. Now, in this circumstance, it actually kind of coincides with the prior high. So just know we will have to adjust according to how low this thing potentially goes in this range reversal. But we should be looking for the sweet spot to be somewhere right around 681, okay? Now, other than that variation, just be aware that the market could collapse most certainly, but there are high buyers at 681. So the market will have to show significant strength coming off of that low for us to be looking for selling opportunities in the future, okay? So we'll definitely deal with that in tomorrow's live stream. So just be aware we may have to dance just a bit. But other than that variation, the other one that I'm really liking is the fact that we could go up immediately higher. Now, if we go up immediately higher, I'm not very much so interested in buying this thing. What we should see actually is a GNR pattern at the very high or the crux of this move, and then we can use it actually as a shorter term sell coming back to the downside, okay? Now, this will be a completely different structure because we are pushing up higher first. And again, in this situation, we're actually going to be looking for support to be the first level being somewhere right around 685, okay? So again, if we do go directly higher first, that will change the situation. I'll be looking for sells. But again, if we do blast going higher for whatever reason, let's just say we just crush going through this high and we just keep moving, okay? Then obviously at that point, I will have to change my opinion and I'll be looking for buying opportunities because the market has clearly shifted its momentum and characteristics, okay? So with that being said, everyone, those are going to be my preferred variations for tomorrow. Again, if we go higher, I'd like to see the red count right here before the green count. And if we go directly lower, I'd love this overall situation where we're buying at 681, okay? Now, with that being said, we do need to talk about a top stock. So let's go and start about.
Before we continue our market endeavors, a brief word. Should you desire daily watch lists, private live streams, and premium guidance, you'll find Mr. Green and Red's illustrious Patreon and Discord linked below. And do note, the lowest tier currently includes a complimentary 7-day trial, a most generous offer, if I may say so. Testimonials from fellow traders speak for themselves. Do remember, our host is most certainly not a financial advisor. He just sounds like one. Now then, back to the charts.
We are going to now take a look at the stock of the day, and that's going to be none other than Palantir, okay? Now, Palantir is in a very unique situation because it has a relatively big move going up higher. To illustrate this in just a second, you'll be able to see the fact that this big move is ultimately going to be looking to retest the prior high, which is already done, okay? Now, from this position, we are actually looking for the market to fail, coming back down to the prior low, like we mentioned on the SPY just a few moments ago, okay? Now, from this position right here, we should be looking for the market to find some sort of support / rebound in this 178 area, okay? So again, the first variation that we would look for is the sell to come back down, and then we'll look for the buy to come back up. Now, the buy to come back up should be a whole lot easier because the momentum is clearly bullish. So we would look for some sort of variation like so, okay, which we push all the way back up in our rotation. So you may have an opportunity to play this type of stock on both sides of the market in at least the foreseeable future, okay? So this is kind of the preferred pathway that I'm looking for Palantir to trade over at least the next day or maybe a few extra days, okay? Now, other than this, we could still go up just a bit higher, okay? We could go up a bit higher and nothing really changes overall. We would still look for sales coming back to the downside. And then again, we would still look for buying coming off of these lows, okay? Now, if we do just, like I said before, blast going higher, if we wind up all the way at like 185, 186, then we may just need to take a pause and see what the market's going to give us, because at that point it could do a whole bunch of things like continue with a range or whatever, okay? So if we do go immediately higher, it's going to take the skill of reading the chart to figure things out. But at least for right now, I really like this selling opportunity at the highs right around 182.5, and then obviously the buying opportunity right around 178 is going to be the sweet spot for tomorrow, okay? And that's pretty much what we need to know about Palantir and the SPY, okay? So thanks for watching. Join me Monday and Friday for the live streams. Comment down below where you think the market's going to be heading for tomorrow, and also watch closely so you don't miss a trade just like this. See you on the next candle.